What's going on, guys? Midwest Tokusatsu here, and welcome to this special review for the Power Rangers Lightning Collection in Space Psycho Ranger 5-pack. Now, this is the Amazon exclusive, currently going for about $100. Now, funnily enough, I ordered this like a couple of days before they had this Black Friday. Was it Cyber Monday? Cyber Monday. Sorry, I get the two kind of confused sometimes. So I think by then they marked it down by $30, but I'm not mad about it. I mean, I have it here, so what can you do? But anyway, we'll take a look at the box art first and foremost, because the box here is actually a really huge hunk of cardboard. Then we'll look at the figures inside, the articulation, well, at least on one of them, because for the most part, these are the same exact mold except for the ladies. And then we'll just go from there. So you've already kind of seen the front of the box, but let's talk about it anyway. So on the front there, you get a full shot of all 5 Psychos in their respective artwork, and it's really nice, by the way, and obviously you don't get a window to see the figures inside because this is a special edition. On the top there, you have the Lightning Collection logo, lightning bolt, along with the In Space logo. Coming to the side, more so if I can get this in shot. Yeah, it's that big, guys. Another In Space logo. On the back, you have a stock image of all 5 figures, with some legal mumbo jumbo on the bottom here, and just a little more on the actual bottom. And back around, more of the logo. And now we can open them. Okay, so after about 20 strenuous minutes of trying to cut wires and pulling weapons out and pulling extra hands out and trying to just launch them out of their slots in the box, I finally got them out. And just for the notes, they really need to tone down on the wires here, because they're kind of put in like this around their limbs, and I feel like when I'm trying to like access a cuttable spot about right here, it pulls and kind of puts stress on the plastic. And I'm not quite sure exactly what that does to it, but nothing happened here, so that's all well and good. But yeah, here they are, and they look absolutely great. I mean, granted, you're getting pretty much the same figure minus the girls, except just a different paint job. But I mean, they're the Psychos. I mean, you should expect that. But we'll just take a quick look at Red here. He's pretty much the same as before. I won't pull out the other one for comparison, because like that's upstairs in my bedroom, and I don't feel like walking all the way up there. But it's about what you remember. And as for the ladies, I guess we'll kind of give Psycho Pink that privilege here. You see the mold slightly different to be more of a feminine mold. And then as for articulation, that's also the usual. Foot movement. Swivel there. That's kind of stiff. There we go. Boot cuff. Knee joint. Leg. Upper calf. Hand. Elbow joint. Shoulder. It's kind of hindered by their armor here, but not by too much though. It's still a nice range of motion. Ab crunch. And your ball jointed head. And just for the heck of it, let's compare the Psycho girls. I'll just choose yellow here. Foot. Knee. Boot cuff, upper leg, calf, hand, elbow joint, shoulder, ab crunch, although it's kind of hindered here, and your ball jointed head. So being that this is a special set, we'll kind of like set them up with their weapons one by one as we take a look at them. So let's start off with Red here, which you've already kind of seen. And I keep saying that, but just for the heck of order, let's go. So here's this sword kind of stylized after Andros' spiral saber, even though this is nothing like a drill. I mean, I guess you can account for the little spiral design on the hilt there, but that's about the it. And we'll just put that in his hand if yellow doesn't fall here. Behave, young lady. Ah. Oh, that gap is so... Let's just do a cut. Alright, moving on. So we'll take a look at the Astro Axe next, or whatever his is called. So nothing I can speak of that's inaccurate. So we'll just set them up there. Man, these are just fighting me. There we go. Then the Starslinger. Granted, I'm not quite sure how often the Psychos use their weapons in the show. It's been a while since I've watched that saga. But I'm glad that they included them here. There we go, very James Bond-esque. Next up is the Lunar Lance. Which I guess you could kind of use both hands for this one. If I can get it in these gaps. Okay, cut again. Alright, finally. And then you have not the satellite stunner, but just a bow and arrow. I'm not quite sure why hers never matched with Cassie's weapon. You can also squeeze that in right there. Now, as for effects pieces, only red, yellow, and pink come with theirs. I'm not quite sure why they never included one for blue and black, but they're not that important, so you don't really need them. So red's is the same one. You can just slide on the blade right there. And then yellow, funnily enough, I'm not quite sure what to do with this, because I tried to stick it in this slot here on the front, and there's nothing for it to attach to. And then I tried the back, and then fits in there just fine. And I'm not sure what that's supposed to do, because I mean, it looks like it's shooting back at her instead of like her shooting at someone. So I'm not sure what their intentions were with this, but it's whatever. I'm not going to pose it with them. Now, pink here is a bit tricky, but we'll do our best with her. So her effects piece is literally just an arrow, and you can kind of just stick it on the end there, whatever point it fits. Hold on. We'll get it. Like I said, it's kind of tricky, but you can, with enough fiddling around, you'll get it. And it just fell off. Once more. Here we are. Now stay. And then making use of what I believe her butterfly joints are. She can't really bend over here because of her armor getting in the way, but you can just do your best with there, or with that. I can't speak today. And kind of get something like that. I mean, that looks decent enough, right? And now she can't stand because it's so heavy. Yeah, I'm definitely not posing them with these effects pieces. Like, it's just too much of a hassle to get them right. Plus, I mean, 3 out of 5 of them come with them, so it's not really worth it. And as for blue and black, their effects pieces are right here. Invisible. And here's the extra pair of hands. And quick word of advice, never change the hands on 5 of these figures at once because it is such a pain on your fingers. But anyway, so pretty much you're getting the same thing across the board here with one lightning hand and one closed fist. Now the only difference between the men and the women are really the size of the hands. You can see it's a bit smaller here. And then for the lightning hand, it's a bit more open. So that's pretty much it. So all in all, for the most part, the cycles here are a pretty solid set. For $100, you get your money's worth for 5 figures. And I don't have any previous releases to compare it with, like the Legacy ones, but this is the first time we actually got the full team complete here. And I think the only difference between those and these, well, at least the male figures, is that they were a bit more lanky. And also, they had a bit more of a neck, because you can kind of see here, the necks on these ones are kind of hidden by that collar on the armor here. And then as for the female molds, at least from what I've seen on yellow, their helmets are a bit loose on the ball joint because I believe it's the same exact helmet as the males, and being that these are slightly slimmer figures, it doesn't fit in the helmet quite as snug. And also, in her hand, well, at least when the weapon's in hand, it causes it to be a little flimsy when she holds it. But it's nothing too annoying, so I can forgive that. So that's about all I have. So as always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to like my Facebook page at Middles Tokusatsu. We are also on Instagram, Twitter, and Patreon. And this is your captain, signing out.